So now we're on to the big show. Why are you laughing? That's not funny. Better not be funny. We're going to bring up our first author. By the way, our podcast was not about that at all.
Fuck
yeah, not about, kind of about fucked arts. A little bit about fucked arts. Going to bring up Angela Jackson Brown, writer and a poet who teaches creative writing and English at Ball State University, graduate of Troy State University, Auburn University, and Spalding University. Down in where's Spalding? Louisville? Louisville is how you say that. Not Louisville. That's wrong. Incorrect. Her work has appeared in several literary journals. New Southerner Literary Magazine awarded her short story Something in the Wash, its 2009 Fiction Prize, and her debut novel, Drinking from a Bitter Cup, which is next on my list as soon as I finish Bill, who's not here, in the Old Neighborhood, The Old Neighborhood, which is another curbside book. You're up next. We Do, is it We Do Publishing? We Do? Widow. Why is it Widow? It seems like We Do Publishing would be a much better name than Widow Publishing. 2014, so it's out now. You can buy it, and her story is going to be serving up smiles. So I'd like to welcome Angela Jackson Brown, our first professional.
Did y'all hear that?
No.
Well, if you didn't hear it, you're going to hear it in a minute. Caroline, honey, I need to talk to you about, well, you know what I need to talk to you about. I need to talk to you about your smiling. A damn woman is always talking to me about smiling. Well, I don't really have nothing to smile about. And all y'all looking at me, I guess y'all probably think, well, who cares? Well, she cares and Miss Thornton cares. Miss Thornton is my lawyer. I work here. I serve food. Every day I come in at 6 in the morning and I work here till 6 in the afternoon. Those are my good days. On days like this, I'm going to have to be here till midnight because Miss Thornton's having a party. And she wants me to take my serving tray. And she wants me to walk into the room and pass out the drinks and give out the little finger foods. And it's not enough for me to give that out, I gotta smile too. Well, God damn it, I'm not smiling. So, Miss Mann, I suppose if you want somebody to smile, you'll have to go out there and do it yourself. Now, Carolee, honey, I talked to Miss Thornton about you, and she said you do good work, honey. It's not that you don't. It's just that when you go in there and you don't smile, well, you give her the indigestion. And then she has to take some Tums, and then she has to drink a swig of Melantin. And Melantin makes her feel very, very nauseous. And then when she gets nauseous, I have to stay here with her all night long, which means I don't get to go home. So I really would appreciate, on behalf of me and Miss Thornton, if you would just go out there and just smile. Well, fuck you and fuck Miss Thornton. So I guess y'all probably wonder why I'm not smiling. Why don't I just tell you a story? Because I look around this room and I see some of you judging me. Some of you think you got a job. Why don't you just go out there and smile? So I'll tell you my story and then you decide. 4 years ago, I got some letters saying that I could go to college. I'd be the first in my family. My grandmama, she used to wait on white folks all her life. And my mama, she used to wait on white folks too. So I was going to be the first. So I studied hard. I did everything they said. And I got my letters. And I thought, this is it. I get to be the one. So we were going to have a party. And my parents got in their car. And they took my brother and my sister to the A&P to get a cake. But on their way back, a truck crashed into their vehicle. So now, I got to be mom and daddy to my brother and sister. And what makes it even worse, I had to be the one to go and pick out the caskets for my mom and my dad. Have any of y'all ever gone and picked out a casket for your mom and your daddy before? Well, it sure as hell don't give you reason to smile. So I don't see why I can't just serve this woman this food, give her her beef Wellington, and do it without a damn smile. Now, Carol Lee, honey, I hate to keep saying this, and we've had this talk many a time. Now, all she wants you to do is smile. It's not that you got to mean it, because lots of times I smile at her and I don't mean it. Go in there, put on a smile, walk back in here, and you can be just as angry and ugly as you want to be. What about that, honey? Do you think that would be okay? No. No, I don't think it would be okay. I think what would be okay, if I could take this tray, and I could walk out there, and I could slam it right down in her face. That would be okay. Or maybe I could just walk out of here and go down that road and keep walking until I no longer have to be anybody's mama or anybody's daddy, and I can just be an 18-year-old again, or a 19-year-old, or a 20-year-old, but not have to be this. Because this is not what I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be in school. I wasn't supposed to be this. Well, Carol Lee, I'm going to tell you something, honey. You ain't the only one that's ever had to eat in Sarah's kitchen. You ain't the only one that's had to lick out them pots. You walk around here as if you're the only one who don't like to smile. Well, I don't like to smile either. There are days when I just want to take my teeth right out and say, look, there's my smile. But I don't do that. Because we all got to come here, and we've all got to do what we have to do. We've got families at home. And when you don't smile, you make us all have to smile just a little bit harder. So I tell you what, honey, if you don't want to be here, then you walk right out that door. Because there's another girl that'll walk right down here. And she'll walk around and she'll smile. And she'll do what she's supposed to do. So if you don't want to smile, I ain't going to beg you no more. Walk right out that door. Go on. Walk right out that door. What you going to do?
One of my favorite podcasts, by the way, what I have with her. The book is called Drinking from a Bitter Cup. We had a lovely discussion about fiction versus nonfiction and the ways in which we approach truth. So, thank you for that. The pressure's on you now. We now know who the Russian judge is in this particular.
9.
Oh, his mind's blank. I'm like, no violence. Still no violence. I don't want to see it. Unless I'm part of it, I don't want to be involved.